Hello and welcome everybody to Men's Fashion. This is meant to be an unintimidating, quick series about men's fashion. Now we're looking at some Allen Edmonds Fifth Avenue shoes in a color called Merlot. I think it's a new color, June 2016. Now, just by way of reference, these are kind of a reddish, a dark purple, brownish color. It's hard to tell with this red felt backdrop here, so let me roll in some McAllister wingtips in a walnut color. You can see obviously these are red and the reddish brown color. All right, so let's get these out of the way and let's talk about what we're looking at here. Now, in the past I've used the term more formal for things, and people think that when I say that, I think this person, I can't remember what video it was, but one of my videos, somebody misunderstood me when I said a closed throat is more formal than an open throat or blucher style shoe, right? And they thought I was saying that those shoes are to be worn in a formal setting, which I wasn't, right? Now, some poor people who English is not their first language, they watch the video, they don't understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to say it again here, because these are a closed throat, what we call here in the United States a Balmoral. My grandmother, who's from England, calls it an Oxford. I don't know, there might be some little subtle differences between the two, but as far as I know, these are called Balmorals. The blucher style has the open throat right here, okay? So closed throat, so that takes it up a notch, so it's more formal than an open throat design. Now, remember, there's a gradient there, right? It's not just tuxedo or skateboard shoes, right? There's everything in between. So to take it down a notch, what they've done here, this is a brogue cap toe. So you can see there's some broguing right here. Now, with men's fashion, again, I'm not a snob here. I'm not going to be like, if you don't know this, you're an idiot. No, I'm just explaining it because there'll be some new people to shoes who roll into this video. And by way of reference, less is more in the way of formal shoes, right? So a pair of shoes that you will wear with your tuxedo is very different than a pair of shoes that you would wear to a semi-formal gathering. So the broguing takes it down a notch, right? So you kind of have the formal throat right here, the more formal throat right here, and then you have the broguing, which takes it down a notch, right? So this is not something you would obviously wear with a tuxedo. Like I said, semi-formal, casual events, skateboarding down Huntington Beach, right? No, I'm kidding, guys. Don't. These are not skateboard shoes. You'll slip. And they're. So either way, these are the Fifth Avenue, and I am pretty pleased with these shoes. Now, I speak with a lot of people from all over the world in the fashion world, maybe more than I want to admit. And I'm always drilling them and asking them all kinds of questions. And something that I'm surprised to find out, a lot of the people in the fashion industry are not interested in a Goodyear welt. They don't care how the shoe is made. Glue it together. I even had one girl who's currently a fashion student tell me that why she said, she was basically saying, well, why would you keep your shoes for more than a year? They'll be out of fashion. Shouldn't you just throw them away? I was like, wow, that's an interesting perspective on shoes. A perspective I personally disagree with, but I don't have a degree in fashion, so take it for what it's worth. And so, yeah, but speaking with other people, there's one gentleman who doesn't like Goodyear welts, and again, he's in the fashion industry, fashion retail, I think was his degree, something like that. And he doesn't like the Goodyear welt because it requires this material to protrude out from the sole all the way around the shoe. So you can't get these deep undercuts, right? Like you can with a glued together shoe. And he doesn't like that limitation, so he's not necessarily a big fan of the Goodyear welt, and they place fashion over durability. But now in my world, okay, now this is bringing it back to this lack of snobbery here. In my world, here, let's roll in the other shoe. You've seen this one all the way around. You can look in here, see the collar real quick and the tongue. In my world, I'm looking for still a backbone to my wardrobe and shoe collection. So I want my shoes to last more than a year. Anyway, that's where I'm coming from. So I'm looking for durability first, but it needs to be coupled with fashion. I think Allen Edmonds has a great balance of those two things. So here's the other one. You can see only some minor differences, usually just in the crease pattern. I love shoes. I'm always looking for the little imperfections because it's like a diamond, right? I don't want my shoes to be like everybody else's shoes. I want my shoes to have some soul and personality. These were ordered. They were not available in the store, so I ordered these, and what I get is what I get. So I'm not picking through a huge selection. Like, I love this imperfection right here. I love that. I love stuff like that. Let's flip it around here. I like the black side of the sole. Adds a little bit of contrast to the upper right there. Interesting shoes. Now, they did have these sitting next to the oxbloods, and these are darker than the oxblood color. They look, to me, they look more like a purple brown. And that's just my way of describing it, than the oxblood, more of a red color. So, lovely color, lovely shoe. Like I said, hopefully this was unintimidating. I'm not one of these people who really pushes for snobbery in any sort of thing, especially men's fashion. Men's fashion is for men, not just for some person, some narcissist who's stuck on himself, out living in La La Land with millions of dollars, all right? You can look great. Just follow some basic tips, and then you can explore your own personality and let it come out in your fashion. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. My name is John Hobby.